Life's a gamble, I roll dice. Bet against me, I roll twice. I done beat the odds my whole life. I said I'm ready for greatness.
Shit, dang.
Welcome back to another episode of the Atomics Podcast. I am your host, as always, Damian Jackson, me and the AI. Let's get right into it. On today's episode, I want to talk about disclosure. Not necessarily Disclosure Day, the movie, although we will touch on that a little bit, but just disclosure in general, because what is disclosure? Well, you really have to ask yourself, what does it mean to you? Do you need the United States government to come get on TV and tell you, oh, yes, this is disclosure. The aliens are here. We have this many species. We have talked to this species about this. They have this technology. Oh, and look, here's the alien right here. Some people, that's what they need. They need that. They need to see that in order for them to believe it, which I think is interesting because you are looking for external validation. Because ultimately what you can say is that disclosure is something about within you. You becoming more aware, or you being more conscious of the fact that it's not just us human beings out here in the so-called universe or the third dimension or whatever frequency that we're vibrating at. And I feel like one of the biggest things that people get out of disclosure just in general is that, oh, okay, there's aliens now, the whole world's going to be flipped upside down. Nah, we can still go about our day-to-day lives because for the most part, what are you going to do with that information? That's why some people are like, you know what? I don't care about disclosure. Who cares about aliens? Because in a sense, they're right. What does it mean when you hear that there's aliens, but you still got to go to work? You still got to pay your bills. Doesn't really fucking matter. Life still got to go on for you in the way that you know life is going on. So as they start to slowly roll out this stuff, 'cause I think disclosure is already happening right now. Whether it be a movie, TV show, whether they're releasing UFO documents or files, things like that. Is that not disclosure? Are they not letting you know exactly what's going on? To some extent, rather, to some extent. But the fact that they have to kind of have this slow rollout of information because they know people don't like change. And it is a lot for some people. I think it's a lot for a lot of people. And not just from a religious aspect. It's just the fact that when people's worlds or their reality, in a sense, is turned upside down, it gets to them. And I get that, right? I get it. You know, you think something is one way and then it turns out to be something else another way. And then so you look at yourself and you're like, now what do I think about the world around me? It can be rough. It can be a lot to deal with, right? Let your job fire you. Your life is fucked up. Let your spouse, significant other, whatever, betray you, your love, your relationship. Oh, you're ready to flip out and kill somebody. All types of things. You don't make the team. You don't get that promotion. All types of stuff. I guess that's a sense of rejection and whatnot. But that's what some people might feel like. They will feel like they're being rejected because the world that they thought they knew doesn't exist anymore. Life is rejecting them in a sense. That's how some people might take it. And I know that they've done studies over the decades and decades plus about how people will react upon the announcement of aliens, disclosure and stuff. And it's to each their own. So it's really an internal process because if we allow the outward or the external perspectives to kind of condition our thought sources, then we're screwed. But because most people don't really believe in the aspect or the possibility of aliens existing or some other being besides us or some other intelligent being besides us being out there, they will have a hard time and they will look to or towards the government or towards some authoritarian foundation or institution or something like that, that are religious aspect in which to tell them, hey, it's okay. This is what it is. This is what it is, blah, blah, because they don't know anything. Now, for those of us that are into those so-called conspiracy theories, I love the air quote shit. For those of us that are into that and we already heard a lot of this shit, we're just going to be like, ha, we already knew this. Get to the good part. And, it just is what it is because we have already conditioned ourselves to be that way. Since I was a little kid, my mindset has always been the same. Why would there not be something else out there? It makes no fucking sense that it's just us. Like, how boring is that? What's the point of life in existing if it's just us? That's a waste of everyone's time. That's just me, though. That's just me. And obviously, you go back in history and you see ancient civilizations, things like that, that have not taken pictures, that have painted other beings on the walls in caves, for bedtime stories? Right? They're trying to document, they're trying to tell, the further generations, hey, this is what has been going on. Anunnaki stories, stuff like that, Mesopotamian stories. You go, all those years back, Egyptians, indigenous American stories, Native Americans, whatever you want to call them. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go at on the fucking planet, on the surface. Somebody, somewhere has a story about aliens to some extent. So it's not like it's really that far-fetched. People will believe in the Bible and other ancient religious texts, but they just ignore the whole alien stuff. Hell, the Bible talks about aliens. Whoa. You don't want to call it that, but what the fuck you think an angel is, right? Right? Like, what is an angel? What the fuck is a burning bush? I harden the Red Sea with a staff. What do y'all think these things are? Someone dying and coming back to life. What do we think these things are? So it's not necessarily about whether or not people believe, is what context they want to accept or what narrative they want to accept. When it is divine or of God, then it's not that. But I mean, angels, aliens, right? God, alien, right? It does how you want to define it. It still means that something that is not us. Right? The human beings, the Homo sapiens sapien that we know of, if it's not us and it's not from this planet, then it's alien, extraterrestrial, extra dimensional. Because that's another thing. When they start to roll out more of this stuff and we see as far as like Disclosure Day, hybrids, alien and human DNA, 23andMe shit. All these things are coming out. Like I said, the Disclosure Day movie, all that stuff is not coincidence. It's choreographed. It's coordinated. I would do it. If I knew that I was going to launch this stuff and put this information out there, I would do it in this manner. Because I know people could handle it in this way. It's okay when you put it in forms of media. That's why they were painting those pictures on the wall, because when you put it in a store in a sense like that, people can digest it a little bit better. It doesn't shock their nervous system. It doesn't it doesn't crash their reality like, their video game just got hacked or something. I don't know. But we're going to hear about people or beings being from other dimensions. We're going to hear about beings being from the future humans. All those possibilities are possible. Anything and everything can exist. Now, I think they might roll it out in a sense where I know I've seen this on social media. I can't remember who was speaking in the video, whether they were some government agent or just, someone that has been one of UFO research or something like that. But they were stating that the way they're going to roll out this disclosure information, stuff like that, first they'll start with like other beings that look like us, but are not us. Kendrick Lamar. But they're gonna really bring that out and stuff. So other hominids, right, our type of shape, because what we think is human we think it's just us, but it's more of a common type of shape amongst, different various species. Or, we learned that humans ain't really just from Earth. That's why everybody got lower back pain, because, we're not used to the gravity. That's one of those theories out there or something like that. So you're going to have those type of aliens, your Pleiadians. I'm trying to think of some other ones. But anyways, so you'll have those, right? Well, I guess your Anunnaki too. All right, Atlanteans. Then you'll have other species that don't look nothing like that, like us, like insectoids, things like that. I think Lemurians are feline, kind of like. So you're going to start, then, eventually get weirder and weirder and weirder, which I personally think it's always been, not always, but this has been my opinion, my thought process over the past few years when they've been bringing up things like transgender or, gender is fluid or sexual. When they bring up those things, I always felt like that was disclosure. Like they was preparing us to, wrap our heads around other species that are like that, because not every species is male and female, right? You have a atypical species where I can't think of the right term. My mind's going blank on it. I want to say hermaphrodite species too, where, they have both sexual organs and they reproduce asexually. Like a Piccolo in Dragon Ball and stuff. Spit out an egg, bam, there's your child right there, right? There's no female or males necessary in Namekians or Nameks, people from Namek, whatever. If you know anime, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, look it up, you'll be all right. But we're going to see those different types of species. And to me, that is what's going to really start to shock people, right? Because future humans or advanced technology or AI, we think AI is advanced technology, but you're going to find out that it's old tech, or AI is another type of being that's trying to break its way through to this dimension. Not the AI that you think you're dealing with, ChatGPT, those large language models, not that stuff. What we're really going to start touching on, actual real AI, artificial intelligence created by another being. But then we're going to go into that atmosphere too, in which who's God and who's not God, because you're going to see, or they're going to let us know that, these beings are created by these beings, or are created by these beings, and this being can create this being, even though this being doesn't seem like they're that divine or have that knowledge, but all of a sudden they can create their own species and stuff. Right. And everyone's a creation of something else and whatnot. And we're still not even close to, divinity or true source consciousness. Yeah, we're not even close to that yet. Right. We're not even close to that yet. We're probably a good 50 to 100,000 years away from that in terms of human consciousness and evolution. Or maybe there's a way to speed that process up too. But I think, as far as disclosure goes, it's already happening. It's already happening. It's everywhere around you. You see something on social media, UFO, you see that all that stuff is disclosure. It's all disclosure. Now, when they get up on a podium and they say, we got this, and that will be people and couches and like probably market prediction apps and websites say, that's when it's official, whatever. That's where my money's at. Whether or not they'll officially come out, whether it be 2026, 2027, I think 2026, from what I heard over the years, this is disclosure. 2027, then we're going to start to see integration. We're going to start to see a change. We're going to start to see that they've been here vibrating at a different frequency, and now the veil, they say the veil is lifted, now you can see, and they just been here right along with us. Those species that we have been sharing this planet with, ones on the surface level with us, ones within the planet with us, right? And then we go into the ones that are from a different dimension that so-called travel to here, right? Those are from another space and time that travel to here. Like, we can go on and on and on. So this is going to be something that which it's inevitable. It's inevitable. And it's a cycle, because if you go back and look at those ancient texts, they had these discussions. It was normal for them to see this stuff. And then for a few thousand years, it's like they just left us the fuck alone to ourselves. Maybe. Not really. It just probably operated from behind the scenes more than anything. A select group of those beings, reptilians, right? Everybody kind of gets into that, whatever. But I think moving forward, we're just going to see more of this information coming out because this is disclosure. All this is disclosure. And then they'll give that kind of final cap like, this is it. This is the official statement where we're standing on this. This is what y'all know. And then by then, it's already too late. It's already too late. But hey, you've been warned, right? You've been warned. They've been telling you, they've been putting, like this movie with Steven Spielberg, this is it. This is the movie. They're going to let you know. They're going to throw it out there and they're going to put it in all types of stuff. What else can you want? Hey, if it shocks you, you'll be all right. Yeah, your life still go on. You'll be all right, man. Don't worry about it. So until next time.
Life's a gamble, I roll dice. Bet against me, I roll twice. I done beat the odds my whole life. I said I'm ready for
Talking
greatness.
shit, Dave.